And each one has different environments. So be aware of that. But I want to make it eventually. So you need to do a lot of work at home as well. Why should we switch to virtual machine, for example, and therefore run Linux? It's because Linux, there we can maximize some Python works. For example, Scapy. Scapy is not running on Windows. There are some emulations for Scapy. I've tried so many times, so many different versions, spent so many hours. At the end, failed, waste a lot of time. But when I switch to Linux, it goes smoothly, but still so many variants. But I'll show you as much as I can. Okay. So this is the basic ones that I want you to work. What you need to do? So you have Ubuntu there. How many of you have Ubuntu running right now? Whatever the virtual machine or virtual VMware with Ubuntu running on top. So you have Ubuntu. Very good. And you have Ubuntu. You have Kali. Fine. Kali. Fine. And you have the installation of Ubuntu. You have Ubuntu. Great. I think you have, right? You have Ubuntu. You have Ubuntu?
I have it. Where do I go from here? It's downloaded.
Yeah, follow that.
I was, but it doesn't make any sense. Where do I, what do you want to do with this? Am I signing this thing up?
You have to read a lot. I cannot.
This is not matching up, is what I'm saying. This, like, do I...
What is it? What is it?
It says nothing here about creating a virtual hard drive in the directions. So now this presents...
That's okay. Whatever.
This
Yeah,
is
it's
what I
okay.
have a question.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Doesn't,
So
yeah,
it says
it's
nothing
okay.
about this.
Yeah. Important.
Yeah.
You have to try to see if it works. Don't wait until.
I mean, this, you can run off too.
What is? Yeah, you don't need that much. That's fine. Yeah, whatever. Assigned to. No, you don't have this.
Yeah.
Click.
You gotta
Find
find
out
out.
the location. Okay.
None of this is in the directions.
Which one is, the one is the 32-bit,
This is the one
Okay, listen. Okay. So they are working on it. I appreciate it. The thing is this, if we don't try, then you don't get it. I cannot spell out all detailed steps, although I do that works for my laptop. It may not be the same case at your laptop. Each one is different. So I cannot spell out unlimitedly many different possible cases, right? But the best, if you are not old, try. why young guys doing well? So they try, this way, that way, this way,
But this
and
is
then finally mess up call and restart from the beginning. How many times did I restart this? So many times. I'm not lucky at all. So even in my case, I tried it for several nights and then finally, okay, forget about everything that I've done. Let's restart from the beginning. That's the one. Please do so. Okay. So what we will do is, next thing that you need to do is to the work. I know you have last time we did the server and client. I want bring them on your Ubuntu and run that. Here is the scenario, and then we'll do two things. Wireshark first. So open up Wireshark on your Ubuntu. You do not know how to install Wireshark. Well, I'll let you know that part. And first of all, we need to see the network packets that can communicate between your server program and client programs on your Ubuntu machines. After that, forget about Wireshark. We'll do Python or Scapy to capture or to attack or to defend the work between client and server. Okay, that's what we will do today. Okay. Oh, great. A lot of unforeseen situations here because between your client and server, we need to have network devices. How can you set up network devices on Ubuntu? Before we do, Scapy, what Scapy can do? Scapy is has useful features. For example, scanning ports, scanning IPs, different layers of networks, and generating packets. Scapy can generate packets, maybe to test it, to test the vulnerability of your system, or fuzzing. There's similar to that, and sniffing, and all capturing packets can be saved in a file. In that sense, that's similar to Wireshark, but Wireshark is using the application program, but what we will do is today not Python but Scapy. Okay, Scapy. So useful command for Scapy is reading. Once you remember that Wireshark, you can save the packets in a file. You can analyze the saved file in Scapy, which means you have to first read the packet capture files using RDP cap, and then we do a lot of process, and then you can write it back again. That is possible. Installation in Ubuntu. You can do wget scapy.net, so that you can download the Scapy program. Usually another way that you can download the programs on Ubuntu is in this way. The Ubuntu command is usually do sudo and apt -get and install, and then Scapy, for example. But if you do this Scapy, then the installation is incomplete. I've tried that. So that is the best way that you could do.
First, it's not connected to the server.
You have to first open up a network. You have to.
I have a network.
Is it?
Still not connected to the server.
Which server?
The Scapy.
Scapy.net. Try, retry. And Wireshark, for example, you can install Wireshark in this way. Sudo apt-get install Wireshark, then Wireshark will be installed. Okay, so you have to install Scapy, and you have to unzip it. How many of you have VMware workstation? You have VMware workstation? VMware? Did you set up the share configuration between Windows system and Ubuntu?
What are the resources, right?
Not Ubuntu. From Windows and anyway.
Anyway, yeah.
Talking about VM tools.
Huh?
VM tools.
Yeah, you have to download this and then just change the configuration and share the files.
So you can do it while you're installing it.
I was installing these installs and then just have to change to share the files from Windows and your
You can drag
Linux
and drop.
distribution.
Each one is different. This is the reason. Each one has different configuration. The one that I did, for example, I'm going to open up VMware. Reason I'm asking to you, you can install that from your Ubuntu. If there is unsuccessful way, then you can do it. Anyway, that you should do from Ubuntu. Or you can download it from the Windows and then bring it to Ubuntu. There's another way that you can. Okay, this is the workstation 11. I have 4 guest OS. What is this? Software updates. I don't know. Remind me. In this way, if I have start Ubuntu, then I have some problem because I didn't start that as administrator privileges. I do have my login ID has administrator privileges, but I'm not starting this as administrator, literal administrator. So this is not good way. First of all, SCAPI needs the highest privileges of that host. So if you're running on your Windows, then you need to have, first of all, well, you have to first of all start the VMware workstation from the administrator's privileges. That way, all network communication is more smoothly working. So I'm going to close that. What I'm going to do, I'm going to show it to you. This is VMware, right? Icon. Not just the double clicking, but if you do right click, then there is a menu called Run Administrator's Privileges. If you have administrator ID and your regular ID, which also has the administrator's privileges. But many cases, if you're working on network, not only this, but if you want to work on, for example, socket programs, to capture the packets, then usually you need to have administrator's privileges. Not the privileges, administrator's ID needed. So this is one of such cases. So you have to start that from here. So if I lose this, I'm going to bring it back to. So I'm going to start the way that I just explained, which is start as an administrator. And then I'm going to click the last OS. I'm going to start it. Resume. That way I do not have some errors. As far as I need to work on networks, capture packets, then it needs system administrator's privileges. VMware is good so far with me. So if you have some issues with the VM VirtualBox, I cannot help you much because I'm now working on VMware Workstation. So ask them how they can help if you didn't know. Okay. If you click on VM, I'm going to expand this. Let's see. If I do. If I do, I'm going to show it to you. This, how can we share the VMware and Windows? Go to VMware VM tab, so-called M, and there's a pop-up menu on the right side, like that. And then there's a shared folder. See, here we have shared folder, shared folders. By default, you need to click options, hardware and option, shared folders. Initially it is disabled. So you have to click always enabled, and then you have to choose the folder. I chose C folder, but you can choose any specific subfolder if you want. Okay, so that is what we could do. So we can practice it here. There's a VMware. What did I say? VMware tab settings. Okay. We have to click settings. And then option. Share the folder. I click here, always enabled, and you can choose. You can choose C drive itself, or you can choose any subfolders, as many as you want. You can add them. If you click add here, then therefore you can click your Windows systems. Like this computer, then you have C drive here, and any folders. So I'm going to cancel this. You can add more and more, but I chose only one C drive. I'm going to cancel this. Once you have that, then you can get in the system. I have 2 terminals. And you could have web browser. And there is a folder, files, on the left side, the menus. If we click that file,
It's okay.
bring that up here, files, and then click on the computers. This is a computer. What that computer means is there is a computer of that Ubuntu system. It is not the C drive. It is not Windows system. So what you need to do is you need to go back. You need to click on the MNT. MNT folder is MNT is nothing but mount. You can see this folder from your terminal, for example. Go to top, and if it say ls, then everything that you can see here can be found in this very nice graphical user interface. For example, bin drive, DEV drive, bin, okay, in this way, bin boot CD-ROM, bin boot CD-ROM, and after that DEV, this is too small, But anyway, you can try on your system. What you need to do for file sharing, you need to click on the MNT folder, mount. And then there is a HGFS folder by default. And then therefore there is a C drive. C means C drive that I specified to be shared with. So if you click this C, then you can see all the directories of mine. For example, Mercy folder. If I click Mercy folder, then I have all the courseware, right? For example, 595 hackings for this semesters. I have G++, GCC, hacking, Purdue, Python, and also this slide. So whatever you want to share, you can share it. For example, Python, I want to bring this work. Then you can click as many as you want. You can click this many, or you can click one as a sample, and Control C, like a copy and paste. Do Control C, and then come back home. This is my home. Home, which means if I do here CD on the terminal, then it comes to my home. So if I click LS, then what it appears, what it contains, that is the same as here. Desktop documents, and then downloads example desktop. Download an example desktop is not folder, so it is somewhere here. But folder here, G++, GCC, they're all here. So you can paste here. If you do Control V, then it can be pasted. Therefore, if I do here ls, then you can see walk to py. Remember previously there is no walk to. Now I have walk to.py. That's the way that you can share. So I want you to.
Professor, why is it protection on computers?
I'm sorry? Yeah, they protect the ports. That's type 2.
This is cybersecurity lab. It's supposed to be free, open for us to do whatever we do.
Oh, this is, yeah, that's a good question. It'll be
Can I plug into one
available.
of those?
Oh, yeah,
I can?
Directly, go and take
Physical access.
Yeah,
The hard part is getting in.
All those things are protected.
there is the switch. You can plug any one of those into the wall. So that's for him.
It's just for you.
He said he wants to hack in. I think it'll be faster to you. Okay, so I do not know VM box.
What was it? Space.
The dash.
Dash cat.
Oh, which one? Oh, you want to share?